You know her. She's the up-and-coming fantastic judge with great qualifications on American Idol. But did you know her dad wants to run for U.S. Senate? He's been an executive in Westchester County, and he wants to be a senator from New York. Will he? He'll join us next.
How does Simon feel about that?
Fascinating. Instead of going to Hollywood like the contestants on American Idol, Kara DioGuardi's father could be headed to Washington again. He's throwing his hat into the ring, this time for U.S. Senator, hoping to take it to Senator Kirsten Gillibrand. Here's what Gillibrand said about the competition.
Are you concerned that maybe he's going to ride the crest of American Idol popularity?
Well, anyone's welcome to run, of course, and I welcome the debate, I welcome the challenge, and I look forward to campaigning all across this great state.
And joining us now is Kara's dad, as he just introduced himself to me, Joe DioGuardi.
Good morning. Joe. Nice to be back.
Great to see you. So I know you're making your official announcement that you'll be running for Kirsten Gillibrand.
At 10:30 this morning at Grand Central Terminal.
What's your platform? Why are you getting back into this racket?
Well, you know, I was surprised to find out in 1985 that I was the first practicing certified public accountant ever elected to the U.S. Congress, House or Senate. And I immediately went about telling the American people that we have a credit card mentality in government, and I put a congressman's voting card on the cover of this book. Credit line unlimited, expiration date never, bill to future generations. This is 17 years ago. Now let me show you the culprit. A congressman's voting card, the same size as a credit card. Now you know when you get a call from your credit card company and you've reached the limit, what do? You change your behavior.
Sure.
You may defer a vacation, you do something. Not Congress, they keep raising the debt limit. Yeah. You just raise it from $12.1 trillion to almost 14.
You know
keep spending.
And Joe, you know how much work this is. You were in Washington before. It's going to be hard, especially in New York, to be a Republican from New York. What did your daughter say about this? She's busy out in Hollywood. Did she say, Dad, run?
Of course. My daughter played a very nice role in my campaign. She came with me to the platforms of those train stations. She saw her dad raising that credit card almost every time he spoke to get the message across. And she's encouraged me to do it. And it's important that someone weigh in today when we see this profligacy in Washington. No one wants to stop spending. We had a budget deficit last year of $1.4 trillion, and you would think this year we'd balance the budget. No, this year it's going to be $1.5 trillion. When is it going to stop? At some point, the credit rating of the United States, look at the New York Times today. It's in the business section that Moody's is starting to be concerned that we may not deserve a AAA.
Where was Moody's 2 years ago?
Right, but it is incredible that you've been talking about this for 17 years. You wrote the book 17 years ago, but I do want to ask you about your daughter's career, which seems to have taken off in the past year.
What am I, shoplifter here?
We'll get back to your career in a minute, but I want to ask you what you thought of that moment where Kara
against Bikini Girl
went up against Bikini Girl and ripped open her dress and
well, I was as surprised as anybody, obviously. But, you know, she was very reluctant to do that. But she has, her favorite charity is the Phoenix House. I'm on the board for many years there as well. And they decided to induce her by saying they would make a large contribution to the Phoenix House. And I think that made the difference. And I think that was a pretty good way to do it, if you ask me.
She sure made a mark.
Yes.
It was memorable, definitely.
Now, Joe, will she be coming back and helping you out?
Well, believe it or not, she'll be here this Friday. You know, when you're an Italian-American and a Roman Catholic, St. Joseph's Day is important, and that's at the end of this week, March 19th. So we'll be at the Columbus Citizens Foundation having a dinner with our family. Kara's still very traditional in the way she treats the family, and we get together as often as we can. But now we're a bi-coastal family. She's on the West Coast, I'm on the East Coast.
And she's going to be on our set on Friday. She's going to be joining us. Good luck at your big announcement today at 10:30.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming on.
Thank you.
We're running on the Republican side for the U.S. Senate.